Where are you living?
Fuck, that's a good question.
Besides France.
No, you've got to come back here for tax.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the first time we see you is on the show then.
Well, he's only come on the show so they can say the tax department.
No,
Proof.
Mate,
come on the show because this podcast isn't going so well.
no, I came on the show because fucking Rick asked me to come on the show, mate. Yeah.
Why would you do
Well, that's
that?
for his tax reasons.
Well, welcome to the TAB Sports Cafe-ish podcast. Nana's not here, so the only other blonde I knew was JK.
Yeah.
That's
Blondish.
a stretch.
So can I just ask you straight off why you're wearing all black kit from like 25 years? Do you know anyone else that's kept kit?
No.
And Ridgey's joining us as well.
Yeah.
So
No,
welcome.
thanks. Good to be here. Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3 All Blacks, and we all used to sort of had.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. I thought
you're
three
trying to make
old,
it-
broken down All Blacks.
They're trying to make us feel good, eh?
Yeah, trying to make you feel good.
Yeah, that's what
And three legendary Warriors players as well.
I don't know about legendary, eh?
kind of feeling a bit left out at the moment.
Yeah.
And
I don't know about legendary.
and one of the boys' highs sort of
Christ College,
Christ College
third 15. Yeah,
third 15 players. Yeah, yes.
just moving on.
I was going to get to that. Yeah. So what are you up to, Ridgey?
Well, not much. We were just having a debrief, weren't we, about our relationship status.
Would you say that Ridgey's sort of your role model?
Mate, he's been following me around for ages. Like, it's been unbelievable. I go to France, he goes to Italy. Like, I just can't get rid of him.
You know France and Italy are different places.
Yeah, but it's pretty close. Like, it's a stone's throw, right?
So one of the hardest jobs that I ever got given was from Graham Henry. And he said to me, can you please look after Ridgey and Macca when they make the All Blacks?
Yeah.
He put me into that.
He said
That's nice of him.
they're a new breed of player, they're a new breed of person. And a lot of the people in your team
Different type of human being.
will just not get them. I said, what do you want me to do, sort of translate? And he said, yeah, that'd be good.
No, I loved Lovey. I always had a strong bond with props.
Yeah,
They were always, you needed them, and and they were relatively, basic animals. So as long as you made them laugh, they thought you were all right.
Yeah.
You know? Although I do remember.
Lowy hated Ridgey.
Yeah, he did, eh? He fucking hated me. And then Andy Earl hated my guts as well, mate. Like,
What was he still doing floating around then?
Andy Earl?
Was he still playing?
Mate, he was broken, mate. He was like, but he was a.
You are polarising, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But he was super scary, right? He was like just a scary. You remember Andy Earl,
Oh,
right?
mate, he terrified me as well.
I remember I got on the bus one day and you used to have to wear a certain, like we had to wear a certain kit. It wasn't number ones, but it was our casual kit. And I was like, bugger it, I'll just wear a jumper, right? And I just put this jumper on, this woolen jumper that I'd bought a couple of days ago. And I sat down next to Andy and I could feel him just like staring at me, like burning a hole in my head. And I looked at him and he goes, Why have you got that jumper on, mate? It's not uniform. I was like, oh, mate, I'm cold. He goes, take it fucking off. Okay.
You took it off immediately.
Yeah, I did, mate. Like fucking straight off, put it in the bag.
Like you went wearing the wrong jeans or something, eh? Take them off.
Oh, yeah. No, that was more
But
Lovey.
that's the only fucking thing that guy said to me the whole trip.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh.
So I remember sitting down with Ridgey and say, "Look, mate, you're from Auckland. Like, we love you. You got a quick tongue." And I said, just in the All Black bus, just tone it down a little bit, mate. So anyway, we're having this conversation. We're all talking shit. I'm in the middle of the back seat. Lowy's sitting there, and Ridgey's in front of him, right? And we're having, just a
He's
yarn.
gone down the back as a young.
Yeah, it's quite a way back.
yeah,
but
yeah,
everyone was cool on that.
Yeah,
So
I got
anyway,
pretty much close to the back, eh?
we're having this conversation. At one stage, Ridgey turns around and say, "What would you know, you fat bastard?" to Lowy. And Lowy just goes like this. Wang!
Yeah, mate. Straight out. He almost
And
knocked
Ridgey
me
is
out.
just out cold.
Yeah.
And he woke up and sort of looked at me and I went,
Yeah.
I like.
So you two had a on-camera friendship.
Yeah. What happened to it?
How did it
What happened to that
start?
camera?
Can you remember how it started? Because we've already identified that you're a polarising person. So you found someone that was a friend at the Warriors?
I don't know. How did it start? Because you just came to the Warriors. Remember, you signed for the Warriors. I'd come back. We hadn't done any television then.
No,
We'd
but
done
we
no
got on
TV.
fucking well. And
But,
You and
yeah,
I got on well.
Just from from me being coming from traditional and sometimes not being able to express myself, sort of be myself. These guys got on straight away. Same sense of humour,
Yeah.
same lip, really, really sharp. Like if you weren't awake, they would cut you to ribbons and you wouldn't even know it. So they got on really well, really quickly, because they just had exactly the same sense of humour, which a lot of people didn't really get or enjoy.
Yeah.
But I always loved it. I thought it was always fun.
Well, you had to pitch it in that team environment, at the right spot.
Which you were better at.
Yeah, you
than
were much
Ridgey.
better than me. Yeah.
Because Ridgey would just not think and say something, whereas you'd plan a little bit of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I think that's what made our TV shows good, because I wouldn't think and say something, and then you just take the piss out of it, right? So, like it was pretty good.
I noticed. I went through all the old Sports Cafe tapes. The only time you were on as a guest was when Macca wasn't there.
Yeah, like I was trying to think, because everybody goes, "Oh, mate, bring back, you guys were so good on Sports Cafe." I'm like, yeah, we were fucking awesome. No, fucking bring it back, you guys. Like,
Well, they have, mate.
And it was, mate, and every time a Kiwi recognised me there, Macca, how are you, mate? Fucking yeah, mate.
Oh, mate, I still get asked, how's your mate? And that, you've got a few mates, but that means this guy,
Yeah.
Well, I did find this clip, which was
did you?
we had
Please be the Pumo.
no, we had
remember
presenter, film presenter Nikki, and you decided, and you were going out with Nikki at this time, and so you decided that if she was going to present the show, you'd present it from in a spa pool, drinking champagne and eating crayfish.
Who? Macca.
Yeah, so have a look at this. So, Nikki, how well do you know Marc?
Oh, a little too well, actually, Rick.
Oh, hey. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I mean, you're a big rugby.
Oh, that's good.
Oh,
What's going on?
What's going on actually is Marc, I think, wants a spa pool for his home and is ready to publicise it. Oh, that's nice.
Don't need a budget for the
I had
cooties,
to
then,
choose
you?
if I
Oh, you're here, you wanker. He's here. He was worried. He came along. There he is. He's ruined my night. Jump in and join me, pal. Come on.
Oh, fucking hell.
Is that it? Is that the
It's
parents?
literally the only time you two were on Sports
Very
Cafe.
funny.
You were always very protective, weren't you?
Oh, mate, I had to keep my eye on you. Jesus Christ. It's unbelievable.
Were you at the Warriors with these two?
Yep.
Not with, I think you
Yeah,
came.
you were there. No, we were there.
You came
When-
you went
when-
and played for Manly again, didn't you?
No, you came.
Oh, you came in 95, eh? And I
I
was,
was
supposed
95, 96. You were supposed to come, then you came the year after.
I came in at
So
the
I
start
missed
of
you, I think.
96.
But
No,
Macca came the second year.
no,
Did we play the first year?
I didn't play 95, but I played.
Played 96? Or did you come 97?
No, I came 97, but I trained in the off season in 95. So we were all training together and stuff. And then I had to go back.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let me play, and I had to sit out the first sort of 10 games.
Yeah.
And
They rang me and said I had to go back.
JK and I did the documentary when you went to rugby league.
Yeah.
I remember that first game. I mean, you were a nervous wreck before that first game. The man,
Mate, like, how long before the game did we go over there? Was it a week or 2 weeks? It was a week, eh?
Yeah, week,
So I
10
had a
days.
week. I had a week to get ready for my.
Nothing's
first-
changed, has it, mate?
Well,
Jesus
that's okay,
Christ.
fuck off, mate.
You're slow on it.
I've just about finished.
You're just about finished.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah,
about 20
you
minutes
have that
of me
one, you
bloody
have that
damn
one.
near boiling.
Yeah.
Don't give me that laugh either, mate.
What?
I'm not going to. I'll keep my eyes on you when you laugh like that.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Sorry, mate. You just threw
We
me.
got over
So
there.
I had a week. I had a week to prepare. Remember, and then I had you two guys, right? So I
cameras.
went from being really like an obscure All Black, right? Just on the fringes, and then you guys followed me over the camera crew. Remember?
Yep,
And followed me around for flipping like
everywhere.
everywhere, like everywhere. You pretty much
Sparpool.
pretty much stayed with me, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you play for Ponsonby on the Saturday before?
yeah, I played with Ponsonby on. No,
The
remember
Saturday
my
night.
last
flew out
game?
on the Sunday.
No, my last game of rugby was when we played the New Zealand Māori. Remember we played for Auckland at Eden.
No, I don't want to break it to you, but this is a fucking awful show, mate. Like people.
No, hang on, shut up, mate. And we played for Auckland Eden Park. Remember, I got up and I had to say that
enjoying
I
it?
was going. I got real emotional. No one gave a fuck, eh? Like,
Hey,
that's it.
coming right back though, you sort of touched on it. Was What was your main motivation for going? Obviously, it's different times then than it is
coin.
now. Was it?
Money.
But also because you
Fuck
said
all money too.
But also was it because of All Blacks that you felt you were slightly less, like you said, you're on the fringe. I didn't think you were, but you know what I mean? Were you thinking ahead?
Yeah, no. When I say I was on the fringe, I wasn't well known, right? I wasn't well known in New Zealand, right? But that catapulted me by switching codes, and I went for money, Mark. That was your first question.
No,
but then
asked that.
But then,
How much was it, man?
Oh, fuck, it was nothing, right? I can remember Lowy coming over and Graham Lowe sitting down in front of me at the Poinamo, and he goes, right, what do you think you're worth? And I went, oh, fuck, I hadn't even thought about it.
Getting $15 a day as an All
I
Black.
was getting fucking nothing. We were getting
yeah,
nothing. I was getting $80 a month for a B bursary at university, right? So I was poor as fuck. And he goes, I said, oh, I shit myself. I said, I don't know. And I had Grant McCurry as who was an accountant, because there were no managers then, because there was no professional sport, right? So nobody knew shit about shit. And so I didn't know what the market was over there, so I had no clue. And he just wrote on a what do you call it? Like
Beer coaster.
Yeah, pretty much like that, and handed it over to me. It was 35 grand for my first year, which was half a year, and then the next year was like 60, and it was like 1,500 a win and 1,000 a loss. And I went, can you make it 2 grand a win or lose? And he went, yeah, fuck, I can do that, right? I was like, fucking yeah, 2 grand.
Surely you went away going, fuck.
Oh, no, a little
When they
bit.
say yes immediately, you just...
Oh, no, mate, it was so bad, right? And they were signing Zinni at the same time, so I knew Zinni was going, right? And in those days, you weren't allowed to talk about what you got. It was just a fucking no-no.
Really?
It was in your contract. You're not allowed to talk about what you get, right? So Zinni picked me up to go to Auckland training. It was the last game against the Māori. And I knew he'd signed. And he was dropping me back home, and I said, Zin, what'd you get? He goes, oh, mate, I can't tell you. And I said, fuck, come on, Zinni, because I idolised Zinni, right? He was just, for me, he was the coolest. It was you, Zinni, Joe, so I was living the dream, right? And he picked me up, bring me to training. Anyway, got home and I kept pestering him. He goes, mate, you won't like it. I said, oh, mate, I know you're getting more than me, mate. Just tell me. And he goes, oh, I think it was about 100 for his first year and then 150 or 200 for his second year, something like that. And he goes, what are you on, mate? And I went, oh, mate, I can't tell you. No, and he goes, no, fuck, mate, tell me, what are you on? I went, oh, Zinni, I can't tell you. Mate, you're on more than me, but I can't tell you. Wink, wink. And I sort of taking the piss, like I was getting more. Thinking, fuck, I was too embarrassed to tell him, mate. Like I'm on shit compared to you, right? And then I never heard from Zinni ever again.
No.
Like, he just
You just didn't turn up, eh?
No, he cut.
No, he just
he
cut
stopped
me,
talking
mate.
to Ridgey.
He stopped talking to me, like,
for 20 years almost.
mate. No, and then I ran into him at the pub.
What?
Remember?
Yeah, I was there because he said that
Oh, brilliant.
I couldn't trust him.
Yeah.
He wouldn't tell me.
trust him.
He wouldn't
Yeah.
tell me what was in the contract, so I can't trust him.
Yeah.
So he
And
just won't talk to him ever
literally-
again.
And this was a guy that I would have fucking literally thrown myself in front of a bus for. Like, Zinni was my idol, right? I'm getting picked up, taken to training with my idol. I'm like, how good's this? And then I was going to be going over and playing rugby league with him, right? So when I got there, I still thought he was coming. So I got to Manly, and we had that apartment. I was like, this is Zinni's room and blah, blah, blah. And then Lowy, I went to training, and Lowy goes, oh, by the way, mate, Zinni's not coming now. I went, oh, why? He says, oh, he just got cold feet and backed out. And I was like, oh, shit.
That would have been apropos of your conversation.
That was, mate.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That was what it was, mate. Yeah. Like, he did not go because he thought
You were
I
getting
was
more.
getting more. Even though he knew he was getting more, because you know how Zinni's a real money dude, right? But I was too embarrassed to tell him because I was just like, mate, I can't.
I thought it was way more, eh? I thought it was way
Did you
more,
get any
mate.
league offers? Like, did
Oh,
firm
me
money
too.
offers?
I thought it was heaps. It was nothing, mate. So
Did it,
I
before you
never-
went.
I got, like, Lowy then was targeting a few of us.
Yeah.
And I spoke to him about it because I went to learn how to hit and spin from him.
Right.
So I was sort of trying to learn that league hit and spin. And he said, oh, if you want to come, Joe. I never took it to the next step though, so
Yeah.
not until the Warriors.
yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
he gave me a call at university in my second year at university. Yeah, and like my student mates are saying, oh, mate, there's Graham Lowe's on the
And
phone.
had you played for
Yeah.
Otago at that stage?
Yeah, I played one season for Otago.
Right.
yeah.
And I picked it up. And he said, g'day, Mark. And I went,
So what
I
year was that?
thought
That
it was
must have been
taken,
early
1992.
There you go, right? So,
Yeah.
So he. Oh, it's funny, eh? But
But you made the All Blacks in '92, didn't you? Tour in '92 with us, or that?
Yeah. But I
That's what
I
would've
didn't
stopped
do
you
it.
doing
So-
I always remember Well, this is a very sad story, so I don't want to make
Bring
it
the
sad,
show
but
down.
you lost your mate skiing.
Yeah, that's right.
Skiing accident.
That
We're
was
in a
it.
room together and
Yeah.
you're about to play your first game.
Who's that?
Like, so
Oh, a guy, Sam Williams. He was a good mate when we grew up. And we'd been on a holiday, and he was great mates with my girlfriend at the time, and we liked each other a lot. And he went skiing in Queenstown and had a bit of tussock and broke his neck.
Oh, bugger.
And
before your first game.
yeah, before my first game, and we used to get the All Black snippets on the piece of paper. You know, the facts. And they'd be passed around the bus, and I must have read it 10 times. Snowboarder in Queenstown, Sam Williams. I went, no, that wasn't his name. That wasn't his name. So that was my first game, or fly back for the funeral.
Yeah.
Shit, you got a good memory, mate.
Yeah.
And who was that again?
I always remember because we were rooming together.
Western Australia.
Yeah, it was
Because
when Pete
we got
Fitzsimons
Pete
played the
Fitzsimons
game.
gave us shit all
yeah.
week, and then the following
And then
saying we're not tough. And all
he
this.
was smashing people, punching people blindly. And
The reason I
that
remember
guy,
it,
the Aussie guy.
Yeah.
the reason I remember it because you didn't know whether you should go home or not.
yeah.
You know, it was one of those like those
do you do,
because back in those days, like Joe wasn't even there for the birth of his kids. Like back in those days,
Yeah,
you know,
go home, mate.
And
And
so
mate,
it
if
was
you'd
like
gone home,
huge,
if
huge
you'd gone
dilemma.
home, that would have been it.
No, you went home.
Oh, you did?
No, I didn't go home.
No,
You didn't go home.
No, the All Blacks sent a big, which was really cool. Neil Gray was the manager
it?
who's still my
He was still the
Neighbour.
next door neighbour in Opere. But they sent a massive bouquet of flowers from the whole All Black team, and that really touched them.
Oh,
So
that's
it was
that's good.
nicely done.
Anyway,
But
Actually, talking about your first game, there's another clip. This is from The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby before your first game for the All Blacks.
Great, eh? I played here twice.
I'm a bit worried about the haka, mate.
Why?
Because I haven't done it before, eh?
It's really easy.
Just want to practice, man. I want to get my timing like that. So I reckon you've got to look real dangerous in the haka.
Pretty important, though.
Yeah.
You ever think you'd get here, mate?
No. Watched it on TV, though, eh? And I thought, oh, geez, I'd like to go there, but didn't think I'd play here.
Remember we were growing the moustaches?
the thing I loved about like both of these guys, when they were under pressure, their energy just amped.
Yeah.
So for some of the older guys who are used to just like staying really conservative, these like look at Ridgey there. He's like a bloody a cat on a hot tin roof. He's like and the way they expressed it, I loved because you could feel all this energy, but like they're just all over the place, like bouncing off the walls, not sitting in a room, trying to control your anxiety. These guys are
Which was unusual.
totally
Yeah.
not heard of. Well, this guy's walking around and kicking the ball and like
They sort of used to train it out of you almost back in the day, almost.
Oh, mate,
yeah, we weren't allowed to show emotion when we said close and stuff.
no, and the only people who could talk to the media was the captain
Yeah.
and the coach.
Yeah.
And this is what this guy. Fuck, your job was easy then, by
No, but I
comparison.
remember we had a World Cup and in '95, and I put you up for a press conference before the Welsh game, and it was after Jonah had hit the scene against Ireland, and everyone was like, "What are you going to do, Mark? You're now marking the Welsh version of Jonah Longwood, with this big winger. I can't remember who it was." And you said, "Well, if he's too big, I'm just going to switch wings." And then everyone laughed and stuff. And then we went to training, and Laurie called everyone and he said, "Look, there's a lot of fuss about Jonah. I've got a plan. We're going to switch wings."
And the double switch.
And so
The public
and
are out there.
and
We're
then
laughing
Laurie,
because we know Laurie Mains.
Laurie goes, and Macca goes to Laurie, "Oh, I might have stuffed up a bit, Laurie." He said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Oh, I think I said we're going to switch wings in the press conference." Laurie just turned around and looked at me. He said, "I'll see you after training." And he said, "From now on, every interview will be done in writing." And Colin Meads and Brian Law going, "Yeah, that's a fucking good idea." Yeah, fucking
Yeah, well, the old school didn't like in 1995 before the quarter-final, and Andrew Mertens and I have got that because we had the South African bodyguards were policemen. They had, if you went to the nightclub, you'd borrow their badge so you can go and say to a nice lady, "Look, sorry,
You're out.
can I see some ID?"
Yeah.
And then you get there, and that'd be the conversation starter. But
it's a bit creepy.
and so
It is a bit creepy.
it worked,
I don't know what you found, Ridgey, whether you just blended straight into rugby league, but like when I was an All Black, and these two guys were so different, they were the new breed. By Wednesday, everyone had to be pretty serious. You weren't laughing, like it was really, really serious.
Yeah.
Mentally preparing. But when I first got to rugby league, mate, loose as, like 2 minutes before the game.
People have taken the piss.
Taking the piss, music, no one gave a shit, and then 2 minutes before the game, eh?
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing.
That suited you guys,
like,
right?
No, it didn't. It didn't suit me.
That threw me out. Because we'd sit on the bus on an Otago game and take half an hour driving into Carisbrook. And you'd sit in your same seat, you'd be in your suit and tie, you'd look out the window, you wouldn't talk to anyone, and you go to the same spot in the changing room. That that routine. Regularity, routine. Yeah. You had to apply that to league. Did you? I tried to.
Well, you guys
Mark
were
would get on the bus 2 minutes late, and I'm going, where's going to get fucking dropped?
Yeah.
He'd go, oh shit, it's got a DVD player, and he'd stick some bloody questionable
Mate,
DVD on while you're driving to the bloody.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even that, mate.
Horrible. Beautiful.
It wasn't even that, Mac. It was like, do you remember? Because you guys took the cameras in for my first game, remember?
Yeah, totally.
And there was like Darryl Williams, Cliffy Lyons. Like Cliffy Lyons was smoking cigarettes. Remember, he'd be smoking a durry in the tunnel, for like 20 minutes before kickoff. And you go into the change room. When I walked in the change room, people are just taking the piss. Like it was like real party atmosphere, just yakking about what they'd done the day before and all that shit. And
Graham Lowe made you do an interview 5 minutes before kickoff.
That's right.
Your first game.
That's right.
Yeah.
Remember, like he pulled me out to do an interview with some guy from ABC TV. He came in. It's 10 minutes before my first game, right? Yeah. I've never played rugby league in my life. I'm shitting my pants. I'm playing with a bunch of dudes that haven't taught, all they've done is just take the piss for the last 45 minutes, right? I've got to go out and play with them. And he goes, I'm like, can you just whip outside and do an interview with the guy from ABC? And I was like, what? And he fucking pulls me out and there's all these people in the stands and they see me come out and all these kids go, can I have a fucking order? Oh, like it really threw me, right? Yeah. Jesus.
I remember Desi Hasler. So, like, we go over with Ridgey and there's all this, everyone's training, we didn't even train back in those days. Did a bit of gym, but...
Weightlifting.
Yeah. But anyway, I tried to interview Desi Hasler. And I said, Desi, do you do all this stuff? So, no, mate, I do 1,000 push-ups.
Yeah.
1,000
he did
every day.
Mate,
I went, they're not believing me. Dropped down and did like 500 and then just like...
I
don't do that shit, mate. That's what I do.
Remember it was Phil Blake.
Yeah.
Doing chin-ups, right?
Yeah.
And he'd do, like a chin-up.
I don't know why he bothered, though.
But he'd do wide chin-ups like that with like a 20 kilo on his back. And it was unbelievable.
He was my training partner. And he always said at the end of training, JK, you try and do as many as you can. I could do like 10 or 12. And he'd triple it.
Because he was at the Warriors, He came to the Warriors.
Yeah, he was my training partner.
So what training was tougher overall, league or rugby?
Well, we didn't train. When I first got to rugby, I couldn't walk or do anything for like 6 weeks. They just punished me.
That pre-season.
I went from 80 kilos on the bench to like 165 and 60.
Yeah.
Just got punished.
Yeah.
Like I was sick, couldn't drive my car, like unbelievable.
Like we played...
You train and you do like a fitness training and then you come back and do weights in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
between fitness training in the morning and weights, you'd go home, eat and sleep.
Yeah.
Right? And then you'd come back and get smashed.
But do things like
It was
maximum
really,
pre-season was actually harder.
Pre-season was tough. And those big boys, came in overweight. They got
hammered.
Mate,
maximum on the bench, and then you drop down and do like 40 plyo push-ups.
Yeah.
Like
I remember you had to do 3 bench presses of your maximum amount, and you could do 95 when I came, and I could do 90, and I was so fucking embarrassed that every day I'd come back into the gym and just
but we got mate, you got up there because I think my one was like 130 or something.
No, you did 3 on 130, and Gene Nami was 125, and I'm going, mate, these guys are meant to be there.
Yeah, that's right.
Get there.
It was amazing.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
But here's a good. Can I ask you guys a question? Because I get asked this question all the time, right? And we're both. You're an outside back as well, Mackie? You didn't play centre. You mainly played wing for the Kiwis.
They were going to put me into hooker until I.
Oh God! Thank God
I'm on my way out.
Thank God you did.
Don't worry, I'll sign the contract.
They should have played him at stand. Should have played him at standoff.
But you played mainly. You always played on the wing.
Yeah, I played a wee bit at centre.
Yeah, but so here's
Mark
a question
Steve
for you.
Renoff. Remember that in Brisbane? I was saying, fucking, where do I go, Ridgey? Fucking help me,
fuck,
boy.
I don't know. I can't see him. He's too quick.
Oh, mate, he was.
I said, do your best, mate.
Player.
Just do your best, pal.
Yeah, do your best.
Well, what was the most...
Then when you ran around me, you said, oh, yeah, fucking
Oh, yes, this cunt. What are you doing, Macca? Fucking leaving him for me, mate.
What was
making me look bad, you prick.
I got around you as well, don't worry.
What was the most challenging thing
through
to
me.
swap over from, say, rugby to league? For what was the
So we
tackling or the...
No, so
we were anaerobic.
Yeah.
So we used to go for 10K runs. And when you go to rugby league, it's basically a shuttle run. all day. So all of a sudden you're just shuttle running
And
and
you're
like
knackered, eh?
you're just totally knackered. So they're two different systems. So you go out training and all of a sudden you're just doing these shuttle runs all day. And like, I mean, it was easy for us out wide because sometimes I'd go halfway out. But those forwards, mate,
They'd
they
go up and back,
and
up and
forward.
back.
And
Well, you look at Mark Carter. Mark Carter was
that was my question. Was like, okay, so it's different for us. But when people ask me what was harder, rugby or league, like it was definitely league. Like I played in the front line once. I played 5'8" once, and after 10 minutes, I was fucking exhausted. Just because of the up and back. Having to make a tackle, then get back.
And if you drop back a wee bit, they pick on you.
They pick on you and they come at you, right? And then you know, like you obviously have to chase the kick, and then you've got to go back in. And so after like literally 15, 20 minutes, a message came on from Bozo. He goes, "Good effort, mate. Go back to fullback." Because he could see I was absolutely rooted, right?
And it's just not stopping like rugby, especially now.
So what I say to people, and that's why I wanted to ask you guys, is what I say to people is rugby league is definitely more taxing physically and aerobically than rugby for me as an outside back.
Well, I think the best bit of advice I got from my dad, he said, mate, when they kick it, you just get back and take it up.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything else.
Yeah, no,
but if you take it up,
yeah.
And if you take it up twice in the first set of 6,
they'll love you.
will love you.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do, right? Because I was worried about this and that. But like even getting back.
Yeah.
Because the other interesting thing I found was that you just got a bagging.
Yeah.
Like the verbals on the field, but also from your teammates.
Yeah.
Fucking like the boys would be into you the whole time.
Totally.
And so even on the wing, you had to go at least halfway. So you're doing these shuttles, then they kick and you got to get back.
And
then you got to take one forward.
And if you're playing,
and all the forwards are in front of you and they just want to bash you.
And if you were playing with me, like after a while I realised that there's no way I'm taking it back because I just get fucking belted and I wasn't quick enough to go around anybody, right? So unless they came down and they fell over, like I was going to get tackled by the first bloke, right? So I'd just go, the wingers and I'd be playing with either him, Sean Hoppy or Richie Barnett, and I'd catch the ball and I'd just wait for them to come back and I'd run across them and go, there you go, mate, thanks. That's all I did. So I said, there you go, mate, thanks, Sean.
He was the best guy to pick out of those three.
Oh, mate,
you know?
he was just
he was
so
a beast,
quick.
wasn't he?
Can I
But Lee, just to finish that conversation, I think rugby is now aerobic.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stopping now, saying now there's a lot of,
excuse me,
as opposed to a couple of years ago, that's where we'll stop start now.
Well, I just think it's really similar, but in our day it was completely different.
And also in rugby back in the day, there was rucking, right? And
that was
if
tough.
you got caught at the bottom of a ruck, playing against you pricks in Auckland,
or playing against Canterbury, or anyone actually,
you're going to get tailed up. I was lucky I had a guy, Steve Houghton, the white boy.
Yeah.
And he had, every time I hit the ground, he'd just flop on top of me.
He was a 7A.
He's a hooker, a prop. He'd flop on top of me, and I could feel the boots going through him into my body.
Yeah.
And when Otago game, he just got up and gave me a kiss on the cheek and gave me a wink. You know, it's a televised game, you know. He was just such a beautiful man. Without that, you'd have been playing.
Yeah, mate.
And when we played Auckland, because we said, how are we going to beat these guys with 13 All Blacks? Kick the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And Laurie Mains' catch cry before he came All Black coach was, go for the bony parts. So if they're on the ground, and he said, you can't get sent off if there's two of you, if you're bound and rucking. You know? So
back in those days in Carisbrook, when it rained, you guys used to put sand on it.
Yeah.
And it was just a shit fight.
Yeah,
so you get down there and you couldn't play your game because there's just sand on it.
Yeah, it was a bog.
So just to get some show maintenance in there, some good news this week on the TAB betting front.
Oh, that's good. What's happening?
Yeah, so I put some money on the women's cricket team to beat Sri Lanka, and they did.
Right.
Wonderful.
What did they play?
I know you say you put the money on when there's a win. You know?
Yeah. And I also put some money on, I put a lot of effort into Estonia versus Azerbaijan, whatever it's called. Azerbaijan.
What sport?
Football, soccer. Yeah, I thought it would be a draw, which everyone probably would expect between those two teams, Estonia and the other team. But Estonia won that 3-1, so I lost that. And
why would you even think of betting on that?
Yeah, because you know nothing about soccer, right?
Yeah, but I know nothing about
pretty much everything
Estonia either. But one of the clips from Game of Two Halves that's gone pretty viral is you laughing at his teeth. Is that?
Oh, mate, he was he used to be.
Well, mate, he
was such a prick to me, mate. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I wasn't. But
do you know,
it was
the only reason I took the piss out of him the other day about, being a road map of France and shit, because, like, he just, every time he gets a chance, he's just to pot shot me, like, my piano teeth and shit, right?
Is that what they were called?
He used to make me laugh, eh? But, he just...
Oh, mate, the whole...
It was just non-stop, eh?
The whole thing that we...
Mate, I was going to say before... Can I finish?
Did you get your teeth done in New Zealand?
No, I got them done in Australia, and I've had them done a couple of times now. But anyway, the thing is, bro, there's a photo that I saw of you, and you're smiling, and he had fucking loads of wrinkles. And then I saw him on the TV about 2 weeks later, and I was like, fuck, he's looking really fucking good, And I walked in.
What are you suggesting?
No, I walked in here today, and I was like, mate, it's still a fucking legend. Still as handsome as ever.
Likewise. Mate, it was just taking the piss. That was.
Oh, mate, that's all we did.
Yeah. And it's like two mates.
Yeah.
From anywhere in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Or anywhere around the world. Make out of one another.
Yeah.
And,
Having the courage to do it on TV though is not for everyone.
No. But
we
it didn't start like that. It just ended up there because that's what we did, and the film crew just followed it. And luckily, we had some guys who filmed after we'd done the segment. And it was the little shit that happened afterwards that was the gold. And that's how the story began.
Yeah, totally.
And so we went to my favourite. We went to bloody Brazil. We competed in one or two things. And, the loser had to do a punishment. And so I'm sort of lying in bed one night about 8 o'clock, ready to go to sleep. And this huge Brazilian woman came in. And Ridgey came in behind her and said, you've heard about a Brazilian, haven't you? I said, shit, mate, you got me a massage or something. She said, no, we're waxing your front porch. And so she came in this nasty
the wax?
Yeah, but not hot wax, it was cold wax. It was like pulling clumps out. I said, fuck, mate, you've taken it to the next level, right? I'm going to get you back for this, you bastard.
Yeah.
And so I kept all the pubes and the clumps of bloody wax.
Oh, this is so gross.
And
mate.
So when I bit it, I was so motivated.
I'm going to have to edit this.
I got to win. And so made him walk down the beach at Copacabana Beach in a pair of Speedos, which he had no problem with. But he had a pube mow. With you? It was a dirty Sanchez, and I plucked a couple out of the old ring gear to make sure it had a bit of a scent on it. So just
You should have made him come out the Speedos.
Oh, mate, it was so bad.
Your pubes coming out of his...
Didn't make television, obviously.
No, made TV.
They made it.
It was a consequence was he had to wear a
so
pube
bad.
mow walking down the beach saying, g'day, Dale.
Yeah.
I'm Mathew from New Zealand. It was so good.
But isn't it funny the shit you used to get away with on TV back then? Like,
You couldn't do that anymore.
you couldn't do it now, man. Like, with the game.
Can we show that?
Would you want it?
Find that and show that?
I'm a little bit concerned that you want to do that again. There's something about you.
That's funny.
Obviously, proud Kiwi as well as a proud All Black. Played how many tests have you played for the Kiwis?
Oh, sorry.
25.
25.
Mac is the only dual international, like proper dual international.
No, John Timu.
But you played.
Yeah, but you played a test for the All Blacks and you played tests for the Kiwis.
Yeah, so did JT.
Lee, you caught up with the Kiwis in Terrigal.
You take me back now, Rick.
Yeah, started off by getting washed off the rocks.
Terrigal, just north of Sydney. This, of course, is where the Kiwi...
I think we can do better than that.
We can't be too worried about what everyone says about. Yeah, it's great. What a lot of people don't understand about the koala bear is that koala bears are lesbians. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them are. Over to you, Tony.
Scaring animals away from their nests.
Yeah, it's always good to see the other boys and the other Kiwis doing well in the competition and just to catch up with them, see what's going on. So it's always good to see them. It's good to have the jersey on.
You're about to get the photos done. Must be a proud moment.
Oh, definitely, yeah. All the boys giving each other a bit of flack or whatever. I was trying not to show my tooth, but the boys kept revving me up and I ended up pulling out a smile.
Eastern brown snake has the second most toxic venom in the world. Yep.
So if that was to bite me now, it wouldn't be any good trying to suck the venom out?
No way, because then you'll have it in your mouth as well. You might have a cut in your mouth. 2 sites it's gone in.
This is a golden python or a Genga python. There's enough venom in one bite to kill all the passengers of a Hyundai Santa Fe. If you get bitten by one of these, the only thing to do is suck the venom out and try and spit it back in its mouth.
I'm looking around and we'd nearly call them junior Kiwis and got a few teenagers in the group, so a couple of sort of elder statesmen. I mean, Jerry just turned 30 just today, and Ruben, who's about 45, and myself. So I guess it's our responsibility, like you say, to guide the young fellas through.
Look at this cute little fella. This is a very rare giant kangaroo rat. As you can see, he's not looking too well at the moment. Cute though, isn't he? So what we're probably going to have to do straight after this interview is put him down. Out of the way, kids. What do you call that point?
That's the Haven, beautiful Terrigal Haven, absolutely magic spot. Launch a lot of boats out of there, safe shelter in stormy weather.
May well be, but I got wiped off those rocks. A wave came and wiped me right off. Where the hell were you guys then?
Well, coming from New Zealand, you go down on priority list. I mean, we save the Aussies first, and then the New Zealanders after that.
Pretty big, huh? This is a crocodile. It can kill you with its jaws or by putting you into a fierce death roll. It's one of the deadliest creatures on Earth. What a lot of people don't know about this crocodile, though, it's been dead for 4 days. This is the spotted viper. There's enough oh no, it's got legs. This is a lizard. So how poisonous would say the inland taipan be? I mean, enough to kill a whole maxi taxi full of people?
The amount of venom that could come out of one bite would be enough to kill 20 people easily.
It's about 3 maxi taxis then. Those koala bears shit a lot, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, mate.
That's classic. Mate, that's a good laugh.
I used to learn some stuff about animals and that, but it wasn't just about sport.
Ricardo?
Yeah?
I thought you were dining.
I am. I've
told me you've...
You guys sponsored by Burger Fuel as well.
Just had a knee replacement. You said you want to get back to do...
So...
you're sponsored by DoorDash.
Well, they've offered to sort of... Because they know how hard it...
Can you not get a healthier option?
No,
you've been talking to him about his weight,
I've
mate?
got to try and get one.
No, I haven't abused him.
I'm not allowed to fucking eat anything.
This is my food.
You've just put this there to tease us.
No, this is like...
Mate, you could do without it, Rick.
No.
Yeah, I don't need to tease him because he's there. Watch him go.
And he came to boxing with me the other day to get fit. And
how'd he go?
Pat could see this. He would be disappointed.
He would have boxed about four burgers into
haymakers,
straight.
mate. He loved the haymaker.
He was angry.
Yeah.
It's fair to say that an hour-long show is a long time to get through without having a little bit of a snack.
Yeah.
And so, thanks to DoorDash, they bring food straight to my couch.
Well, can I say to DoorDash, can next time ignore your order and send something half decent?
Sushi or kakonga or some sort of...
It's really not the best thing for you, Rick.
Salad. Yeah. I mean, look, have you had your heart checked?
Yeah. Still there?
Yeah.
How many stents have you got?
None. One of the things, thinking about this show before, trying to work out how it was going to go.
Why don't you think about what you eat before you eat it? How about that?
Yeah.
Just apply that logic. Because you've got curly fries.
Yeah.
You've got a chocolate milkshake.
Yeah.
2 burgers.
I saw a good quote from Shane Cameron the other day. He said, you can't out-train a bad diet.
Can't you?
No matter how much training you do.
Well, he does no training. So.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking about you guys were really sort of some of the first individuals in that All Black environment, as you were saying before, that willing to sort of do things a little bit differently. Do you think the game, sport in New Zealand celebrates people who are different?
Well, I thought you guys were a new breed. You were confident in yourself.
Yeah.
Like that rubbed against some people not the right way, but you were just a new breed.
Yeah.
Right? So I think we loved your personalities, we loved the change. But what I'm saying nowadays is that I think there's a lot more pressure from a corporate level, like they're trying to
sanitize it.
Everyone's got to be...
Is that what he's saying?
I think so.
Trying to sanitize the
I
personalities.
don't know, like...
Would you survive? Would these guys survive in the modern game?
Yeah, absolutely. Because
with the way they behave?
The modern
what
game
you forget is it made them better footballers as well. They knew that they had to...
I'm not talking about the game on the field.
No, the modern game is the Americanization of sport.
Yeah.
Right? And so to be an individual means your value and worth in any commercial sense goes up, right?
Yeah.
If you've got a point of difference, you're more valuable. So it's not with globalization and the internet and everyone seeing what other people are doing and the Kardashians making it. If you can create a space that you own and a territory that people buy into, you're valuable, right? So that's and
you've got to back it up.
As long as you back it up.
You've got to back it up.
Yeah, but it hurts our feelings as Kiwis, right? Because in our day, it was, if somebody said to you, any good at anything, you'd say, oh shit, no, not me, nothing to see here, because there was a humility in New Zealand that we were so proud of. And now we see the youth coming through and going, look at me, this is who I wish I was, this is who I purport
So you were saying
to be.
Yeah.
It's the globalisation and the Americanisation of everything.
But I don't think it's an Americanised. I just think that's the way things have gone, you know, like...
Yeah, but pop culture comes out of the States, right?
YouTube, TikTok, all that shit, right? So we see all that shit. So everybody's trying to be themselves, right? Which is cool, which is authentic,
and from a commercial perspective, as a sports person, this is following professional soccer, right?
Yeah.
So you've got a Dan Carter should be paid like a Messi, right?
Yeah.
And in our day, Dan Carter couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
So he would be confined to being, you know, $1. Whereas if you let him talk and you let him do a jockey's ad and you let him, you know, show a bit of personality, it could be $10.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening, I think.
Well,
I think that's a wonderful thing.
I want to show you a guy this week who I thought was one of the bravest players I've seen for a long, long time. Tom Robinson.
Minasan, konnichiwa. I'm just announcing that I am retiring from rugby. I had this really strong anxiety around the concussions and the effect of concussions. And it got to the point where at the end of last season here in Japan, I couldn't play. I didn't play for about 6 weeks because of that anxiety. And then on the off season, I went away and I did a yoga teacher training course and read a couple of books that really sort of, they were life-changing for me and my approach towards life. And I was able to return to Japan, but I've just realized that my heart's just not into it in rugby, and appreciate you all. Much love.
So he played for the Blues, was knocking on the door of the All Blacks, got a contract to go to Japan, has been in Japan for the last year or so.
Right.
And he's just, young and an outstanding player and a real individual, tons of personality. And he's
no respect for his body on the field. Like,
really,
hearing about his anxiety shocked me because it'd be the last, like, anxiety off the field I get.
Yeah.
When he said anxiety around contact, because when you saw him on the field, man, he'd just go hard. He'd run into a ruck with no regard for his body.
What I found brave was that he's made the decision that there's something else in his life other than rugby, and he's willing to sort of finish a rugby career and pursue it.
But I remember having a panic attack when we were playing with the Warriors, and I was getting all this negative press. Like, Macca,
as we did.
As we did. You should be doing less TV. They should be doing more training.
And they're getting too much money.
And
I'd always injured.
Never had a panic attack.
Hell.
It was, and it was like, whoa, I've lost control of my mind.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
During the game?
No. This was at home one night. I'd been down, had a few beers with mates at Otago mates. Come home, my wife wasn't there. I was in a quiet house by myself, and it just, woof, came in. And I went, okay, I need to understand what the hell's happened there. I phoned the doc. He said, we'll give you a Valium or something, which I didn't take. So I thought, no, I don't want to do that. And I tried to understand it. And so I went to somebody who said, well, you've got to do some cognitive learning, which was just fuck off with the cognitive, deep breathing. And we were going, you and I, to do that thing up in Rocky Road to Russia. And as
you sure it was Russia or Japan?
No, it was Russia, and it was like, or Rocky Road to Europe.
Yeah.
And this is why I believe in fate, right?
Yeah.
Because one of 1,000 examples, but God put this guy on the couch on Sports Cafe on the Wednesday night, and we were flying out on the Thursday, and I was worried I'd get on the plane and panic and want to jump out of the fucking plane.
Yeah.
And I said to JK, shit, mate, can we grab a beer afterwards? And having you say to me, hey, mate, this is what it is. And the analogy you used was, when you pull a hamstring, you rest for 6 weeks. If your head's under stress or pressure and it's a fight or flight, rest it for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And to have it come from somebody who'd been there was just absolutely brilliant. So to see these guys doing it now and getting the support of people around them and being comfortable enough to tell the world,
say it,
what a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
panic attacks, from what I understand, happen to high aspirational young men primarily.
Yeah.
Because they're all going, right, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. The world is there and I've got to get from here to there. And so maybe we can reassess what happiness is a wee bit, or what the aspiration is, what the goal is. But
did he had some concussions as well going on that?
Yeah.
It was more the anxiety that he was going to get concussions.
Oh, yeah.
So he didn't have concussions, but he was worried about getting...
But he was just worried about...
Jesus, thank God I didn't worry about that shit because I had plenty, Holy hell.
Back in the day,
my tackle technique was amazing, right? If you ran to my left, I'd just chuck my head over... because I didn't want to miss the tackle, so I just throw my body in front of them, right?
Yeah, you had a knack for putting your head in front of them.
Mate, and do you remember that time? I think it was a qualifying final in 96, before 96. This is how little we knew about concussions in those days, right? So I tackled somebody off the scrum. We were playing Cronulla to make the grand final in 96, and I just put my head in the wrong side. I woke up in the changing room. That's where I woke up, and I remember lying on the table going, "Fuck, where am I?" And then I realised, I was like, oh, shit, I'm supposed to be out playing, right? So that would have been about 3 or 4 minutes before I came to. And then a week later, I was playing in the grand final. What the fuck, eh? Imagine if I'd got hit in the head again.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be here. But
I'm not sure of that.
Well, probably be. But the thing is I reckon you're either susceptible to that stuff, to getting that PTSD, or what is it?
I think so too. I think it's drawing a long string to say,
you keep getting
as a net result of getting those concussions. I think
you're susceptible to it anyway.
I think around anxiety's not prejudice, but the way I look at it is a bit like I said with the hamstring. If you've got so much going on in your head, that's a warning sign.
Yeah,
an anxiety attack, and I didn't listen to those warning signs.
Yeah, no.
What Tom's done and what you did very quickly was you went, okay, I'm overdoing it here. What can I do?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have done that unless I'd been able to. But I needed somebody with that.
Yeah, but you need to turn it into English, and you need to take the fear out of it because it's so scary, right? But the interesting thing is that for me, it was just my brain's overloaded, and the trouble is the reason why anxiety is on the rise now is that we never stop.
No, mate.
You've always got your phone. You've always got,
But
it's not only, when you said the other day that Laurie Mains rang you, it would have been on the landline.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was, mate.
But all this information that we're getting, and I love technology, don't get me wrong, just means that, and all the expectations now on our youngsters, they've all got to be, everyone's got to be beautiful, everyone's got to be successful. Success when we grew up was, way different to now. Now success is you've got to be a billionaire and everyone's beautiful.
Totally.
So for me, I didn't listen to the warning signs.
Yeah.
And so I kept having these anxiety attacks and hiding them, and then it fell into the depression. But I think...
But when was that, JK? Were you getting depressed when you were playing?
I had a clinical depression during my career, yeah.
No shit, and you had it?
Yeah, totally.
No one knew, eh? Because you were...
So you know how I used to dress?
Yeah.
That for me was hiding.
Yeah.
Because people would talk about my clothes and go, oh, look at that, Auckland.
Yeah.
So I would play the stereotype because no one would ask me.
How you were.
No one would know me.
And then you just fell in love with the style.
Yeah. It stopped becoming
normal. Depression.
Yeah.
It just became fucking
anxious. I don't dress like this.
Mate, are you colourblind as well? Are you colourblind as well, mate?
No, this is actually a mental, I'm a safe mental health space. If I'm wearing these two shoes, it means you can talk to me about your mental health.
my ex, who's Italian, said she met JK. She said, "Oh, he's a dandy."
A nandy?
A dandy.
Oh, dandy.
A dandy.
Yeah.
Which I
take as a compliment.
It's a compliment.
Yeah,
absolutely. You're not dandy, mate.
Yeah, no, I'm Randy.
Andy.
Yeah.
You are actually eating on the show. You've got mayonnaise on your face.
Have you eaten the whole fucking...
No, I just
you fucking pig.
Let's just go to this clip that Macca sent us.
You're a
shh.
Fucking disgrace.
Christ. Choir, Mathew. It's culture. It is. A lot of happy women at home watching that.
That's prison, isn't it? That's in prison.
Lingus Institute.
You're sick as...
So that is...
Can you just,
hold on.
can you
Let
just
me
repeat what you said?
No.
Hey, can I say it?
No. I just edited it out.
That was gold.
No.
Who said that? Was that you? That was brilliant. Can we just say that?
No, that was the Moscow tongue singing choir.
Sure.
Yeah.
That Macca sent me as his contribution to the show this week.
We have to send in a clip each week, that we find amusing or that we find stimulating.
Or relevant to what we're talking about.
So, very relevant.
So that had neither or either.
Mate,
well, who else sent you a clip?
That was brilliant.
Probably the reason you fucking played it. I mean, you haven't played any of my other clips.
I played it to humiliate you.
What didn't
That's
work?
a great clip.
Great clip. Who didn't like it?
I think now is a good time
Sorry, guys.
Now's a good time to bring this. Now's a good time to bring this show to an end.
Yeah.
No, keep it going.
No, a lot of this show never made it to the final edit, but has been passed on to the police. And I don't think we should ever get this group of individuals back together ever again.